Shane from Shane's with Law. This is one of our client victories here. I'm here with John Wheatley. We're going to talk about a recent client victory he got. John, tell us about Mr. H's case.
Well, Mr. H, it was quite interesting. He was on a work trip with one of his coworkers, and they were driving throughout the night, and they decided to stop at a gas station, rest stop type area, and just get some sleep, feeling tired on the road.
Doing the responsible thing.
Doing the responsible thing, yeah. While they were sleeping, somebody came flying into the gas station, intoxicated, later found out, and hit their parked car as they were sleeping. So you can imagine the rude awakening, pun intended.
I can only imagine. That sounds sort of frightening and probably makes it really hard for them to ever sleep in a gas station again, would be my guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, wouldn't want to be sleeping in a gas station, but I'm sure the next time you're probably parking somewhere where you don't expect other cars to come flying in.
And you always wonder, how in the world did the truck guy, was he getting stopping at gas? What was he?
Mm-hmm.
How did he get way over there into the gas station parking lot as opposed to on the road even?
Exactly, and how did they hit a car that wasn't even moving?
Right.
So
that as well. Obviously, a scary traumatic impact. What happened after that? Did an ambulance come? What kind of injuries did they have?
Police came onto the scene. Both the guys were rattled, to say the least, but neither of them got taken to the hospital. I think at the time they were a little more worried, got to complete the work trip and do what I need to do first.
For my job.
For my job.
Put food on the table.
And especially Mr. H, he was the passenger, so he was also beholden to the driver, his coworker. From what he was telling me, he was definitely in pain right off the bat, especially in his neck. The jolt of being asleep and your whole body being completely relaxed and then just being pushed forward.
I mean, obviously you're not expecting it. You're asleep, it just hit. And like you say, probably sounds like he was trying to be a responsible, great employee kind of deal. And they're trying to take care of their job and probably worried about losing their job, because I know a lot of people think if you're in a work vehicle and even if it's not your fault, the work vehicle gets messed up, the blame's gonna fall on you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why'd you stop there? Why were you doing this? Why were you doing that? And maybe lose your job. So I get why they wanted to, I guess, complete the mission, basically.
Yeah, exactly. But also due to him being asleep, he was almost laying down in the passenger seat. So his main injury was to his neck and not so much his lower back, because he wasn't in an upright position. But his neck gave him a lot of problems. He followed it up with chiropractic treatment and then eventually saw an orthopedist who did an MRI, and they found disc bulges and disc herniations in two specific areas in his neck and he is 24 and as healthy as can be. So those weren't just lying in wait. Those were definitely caused by this.
Wow, 24-year-old disc herniations, and clearly massive injuries and ability to change somebody's life, basically.
Yeah, and the job that they were working is contracting borderline construction. So he needs to be able to move and be healthy.
Did he get the medical care he needed to get better?
Yeah, so fortunately, the person who came flying into the gas station had a pretty good policy for them to pursue, and he was able to get really good treatment. He got some injections into his neck, and he was recommended a procedure that he didn't end up getting, but we got the full policy limit so that he could get it on his own time.
Yeah, so it sounds like recommended, he needs it, but maybe now is not the best time to get it. Maybe he's worried about work.
Yeah.
Maybe he's trying to juggle things basically and deal with the pain because nobody likes a serious medical procedure. I mean, how many of us have tried to put something off as long as possible? I mean, I know when my knee was hurt, I put it off for a good long time. It never meant I didn't need the surgery. It just meant nobody likes to go under the knife, I guess is what I'll say.
Exactly, and he was worried that if he had a surgical procedure, the rehab lengthy time would impact his job, and being young and having a new family, he just didn't want to risk that, and thought when he has a time to do it, he was definitely going to do it.
Go tell your boss, hey, I've had a surgery on my neck. Probably working in construction, they're gonna be like, you're not working here anymore.
Exactly.
It's too risky to get, that you might get hurt later on again.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like you were able to get him a great policy though. What did he think about all of this?
He thought that it was incredibly helpful being 24 and never really being injured before. He wasn't entirely sure what to do. Okay. So he was glad that we were able to kind of help him out and lead him towards doctors that are knowledgeable, and we're able to tell him this is what we think you need to do. And he was so happy about that because he just had no idea. He kind of figured he was just going to live with it the rest of his life.
And being 24, I mean, to be honest, you just don't have a lot of life experience. A lot of times you don't know where to turn, or what to do, basically. So it sounds like you relied on your guidance and judgment a lot to help him through this whole process.
Yeah, especially with the apprehensiveness of certain, injections. He was worried that would cause a delay. And his doctors were very helpful in letting him know that this is just to help you feel better. You shouldn't have to stay out of work extended period of time. And he was very thankful for all of that.
Yeah, sounds like a lot of our clients, I mean, he's concerned about work and having to work. Not concerned about it, he has to work.
Mm-hmm.
So anything that impacted that, he's got to weigh those decisions and make the best decision he can for his family.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you did a great job for him. It sounds like he was thankful you were on the case and helped him out and did a wonderful job for him, though. So thanks, John. Thanks for your help for this particular client. And remember, if you're in pain, call Shane, 980-999-9999.
In pain, so I call Shane. 980-999-9999. In pain, call Shane.